Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tribe of Nerds. We are back for Survivor 1 through 50. Brandon, Jonathan, Mike, and I are here to talk about Survivor 44, the Tika 3. We're talking about Yam Yam. We're talking about Carolyn. We're talking about Carson and some other characters along the way.
And Danny, fucking the man who would vote out his own mother.
Danny, the one doing like not even
You're not going to mention me, Jake. You're not going to mention Danny.
He's like, go ahead, stuff my torch, Jeff. Just go ahead, just do it. Just stuff my torch.
Oh boy, yeah. And we'll also talk about Heidi. We'll talk about the showmance of Matt and Franny, who are still together to this day. So
are they?
Yes.
Good for them.
Yes.
All around.
Yeah.
Good friends.
There's a new era Rob and Amber. Sorry, I've written him off my list. Like I'm just done with him.
All right. Well, let's get into 44. So why did you guys want to discuss Survivor 44?
Not all at once here. No,
it's because I love it.
You love it.
Yam Yam is probably one of my favorite winners of all time.
I do love Yam Yam.
And I think for me, it's like relatability. Like there's a physicality that I relate to with him. Is like he's just there.
Yeah.
He's working through it. He's got the knowledge of the game. He's got the social dynamics. This was also the first season where I actually learned that there's a huge community out there. And I got to go to an RHAP event and a Bryson Wen this season. So this was the first season that I went anywhere. I drove all the way up to Toronto, and then I drove down to Pittsburgh and got to meet a bunch of cool people. I got to meet Heidi. I got to meet Marianne. I got to meet Franny. I got to meet all these cool people. And this is the first time that I was like, this is real. Like people out here really love this. So this is the season that just reinvigorated my love of Survivor. I've always been obviously a big fan, but like this was the season where I was like, wow, there are people still like me. This is why it's still on the air. And Yam Yam, just Yam Yam, and Carolyn, but Yam Yam.
Yeah. I like Yam Yam a lot. I did get to meet both him and Carolyn at the past couple of years at Celebrity Weekend in Florida.
You should be the third Tika person now. It should be Yam Yam, Carolyn, and Jake.
Yes. But I think I would fit the Carson role pretty well. So. But yes, Yam Yam is awesome. So is Carolyn. So excited to talk about them here.
Yeah, I like 44. I mean, I don't remember who I filled in for. I said I'd do this podcast a while ago, but it's like a great character season. Like you got Yam Yam, Carson, Carolyn, Danny, Brandon, Franny and Blake and shit. Like Heidi, like it's a fun cast, and like I mean I started watching live in 41. Like 41 was fine, 42 didn't quite do it for me. 43 I was super checked out. Wait, this was a spring season? My memory is bad then.
Yeah.
Wait, this is 2023. No, wait. Oh.
This came out spring of 23.
Okay. This was airing when I played my first ever org. Because I remember like being invested in that org and this show being like, oh man, like I'm going through it like them. But now I thought it was a different game I was playing this one was airing. Yeah, no, it's a fun season. The Tika 3 brings something fresh in strategy where like they really just play both sides so beautifully. And like, you know, the first 3 seasons of New Era is a lot of the same. Like it's like the same season 3 times. And then you know, they try to do like a little tribe swap here. Like they had a couple little elements that are different here. You got the bird cage thing going on. Like I enjoy it. It's a fun season that I liked watching week to week. I have good memories of this season. It's like fun. Like there's nothing really like abysmal about it for me.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely talk about like the bird cage and that swap, whatever you call it. But we'll discuss it. Jonathan, what about you?
Yeah, it's a good season. I remember when I finally got to it. I think like 47 was airing at the time when I got to this. So I was like, oh man, I'm really closing this gap. I'm almost where everyone else is in the whole series. And I do remember getting to 44 and hearing kind of like word of mouth, like, oh, it's like the best season in the new era. And I'm like, oh, like I can't wait to get to this kind of thing. But it felt nice finally being able to like catch up and be like, oh, so this is what people were talking about with this character and this character and whatnot. And I remember it being this one and 43 are exceptionally like really brighter in like color wise, like from like a visual perspective. Like it's not until we get into like the later 40s that they kind of are cemented in this kind of like aesthetic with the show. But I remember this being like early new era enough to where they were still experimenting with new things before they kind of
What
got
did they
to
start doing in the 90-minute episodes? That was 45.
that's
was
45.
45,
That's
yeah.
when
Oh, thank
things
God.
that's when things get really weird.
Yeah.
But like this is before things got weird.
This
And then
would not have worked with 90-minute episodes.
No.
no, I
No.
yeah.
I would have loved more Carolyn on my screen, to be fair.
Sure.
Yeah.
It wasn't- yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fun for what it is. It's easily a top 3 new era season. Like,
Yeah, I think
you
it's
know,
either,
obviously 46, then probably 44. Like we're all in the same.
it's either like
I enjoy some of the characters. I might not be as high on 44 on the rewatch, but I still like it. Like I don't like hate this season. I think there's still some really fun things to talk about. So let's get into it. And we get our cast, we get them hopping off the boat onto the beach. And yeah, this opening challenge starts off with a bang because we're gonna get the bell.
What was that?
I was like, what is
Nope,
the
not
bell?
today.
Oh my god.
I wanted a name.
Well, I'm sure we're gonna get that all podcast. All right, so this is where Bruce is going to crack his head open, unfortunately, and obviously we mentioned Bruce because we're going to be talking about him a lot more in our next episode. But it is sad to see Bruce immediately get injured, and like I actually think like if Bruce is allowed to play this season, I think he probably does even better. On
He
this
fits
season.
in this cast much better than 45.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like wild that you could have had another big personality because Bruce brings a lot to the table in 45. Wait, who's his nemesis in 45? Tora, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
his nemesis, like everyone.
Mostly
Everyone
Tora.
was his nemesis.
We're not talking about 45 here. We're talking about the 27 amazing minutes of this season that we got Bruce content.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Cutting his head open and then being sent home. Poor man. Like, that was brutal. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God, you see the blood. Like, oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
That's one of the worst. Like, that could have been real bad. Like, it could have hit his brain. Like,
Yeah. It was.
and why did that?
scary.
Why? Like, it was like mud into like a wooden beam. Like,
It was a low
Why?
beam. It was
He
like
went,
a
he went
low
right
wall.
into the beam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I know everyone's excited out of the gate, but like take your time going under those things because like
yeah,
it's Survivor jitters probably. So it
season
was
would have
just
been
like
so different. We wouldn't have had the Tika 3 because Bruce would have been around and Bruce would have drawn a lot of attention. Like it really sets into motion what ends up happening. But
Yeah.
you know, we got our first returnee from this season, man.
Yes.
We got a returnee from 44. We got Bruce.
We did. We
It
did get
was
Bruce.
always
We did get Bruce.
We got Bruce.
but that was never part of the plan. Considering that we didn't get this,
We got our new era all-star. Right
I do not
there.
count Bruce's return as like that. I don't count that because it wasn't intentional. Every other season, it was a we
Did
did it
Russell
on purpose.
Swan return? Okay. Did Michael
Yeah.
Turner return?
I
It's
still-
a time-honored tradition of the medevac coming back. Okay.
Yeah, I still count this as the longest stretch of time without a returning person season.
Yeah.
with 10 seasons. I don't count
Wow.
because it's like 25 was planned, like that we were
Yes.
planning on doing that. Here it was like, well, Bruce got hurt. Shit, we got to give this guy a chance.
Yeah.
later.
There are a lot of medevacs in the new era, and they're just like,
Yeah.
oh, Bruce, you can. I
But
even
it's
remember
Bruce,
in the the promos for this season. I remember them kind of promoting their medevacs. So you have like,
Yes.
I remember the promo having like the cliff that Matt falls off of, and I'm like,
Yes.
oh shit, that man's gonna die. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will get to that very shortly. Yeah, I mean, anything else to say on Bruce here?
I mean, I'm glad that he at least I guess it's different if you get like medevac like later because they have more content with you. But if you get like hurt right out of the gate and we barely don't see anything out of you, I'm glad that he at least like came back like a season later and made some type of
the world would have been
Right.
robbed if Bruce never came back. Like this
Right.
man is a
Right.
treasure.
Mike's
Whoa, Mike.
I am not a big Bruce fan. I mean, he seems like a really nice guy. I found him very grating on his actual season. And I think that this moment kind of like encapsulates who Bruce is. Like he is just kind of a dive right in and like whatever kind of happens. And so like I think he got his story. I think he got his story and I was good with it. And so 45 is like great, he's back, but like did he need to come back? I don't know. I'm not I feel like he had his moment.
I'm gonna reserve myself. I slept on a futon last night, so I'm very tired. So I might be a little out of it. I'm gonna pretend.
You're fine. I just want to say with Bruce, like I've gotten to meet him and we've interviewed him on a recap. And Bruce is one of the nicest guys and like was so welcoming to me when I met him in December as well. Like we had like one night I was sitting by the pool at Celebrity Weekend. And he just walks by. He's like, "Hey, are you doing okay?" And like, we got to talk a little bit, and that was cool.
Hey, Bruce, which Celebrity Weekend was Bruce at?
This past year.
I didn't meet Bruce. Oh,
wow!
Right, you were there.
Man.
No, I'll backtrack what I just said. I have seen him engage with people outside of the game,
right?
And I do agree, he's a wonderful human being.
Yes.
In game, he was a character that would have just not worked.
Yeah.
That's
I see what you're saying. Yes, that makes sense. All right, so then we get to our camps, and I think the first big twist we should talk about is this bird cage. So they put a random bird cage with an idol, and they have the opportunity to try to find the key and then open it, and inside is a real idol and a fake idol, and they deliberately make like the different fake idols like look different from each other, so you don't really know which one is fake and which one is real. And so in this premiere, you're immediately going to get Brandon, who's going to end up getting the idol for the Ratu tribe. And this is going to end up putting a big target on Brandon.
I don't like.
How do you guys feel about this bird cage and what ends up happening with it?
I mean, I guess the first vote alone justifies it. Like that, this first vote is insane. Where like, Maddie goes home with one vote because Brandon's like, I have the idol. Everyone knows I have the idol. I'm just gonna play it. Like,
right.
I don't know. I think there's like an interesting element to, okay, this is right in the middle. You really have to be stealthy to get it. But like, once it's gone, like people are gonna figure out the idol's gone. They know someone has the idol, and it's like, who do you trust? Like, who has it? Who doesn't? You know, wait, is that? No, that's not the Red X. That's a different season.
No,
the Red X is the season.
This is this season?
Carolyn puts the Red X in the bird cage. Yes.
Yeah. And like the fake idols bring a lot of fun elements into this. Like who is it? Jamie has that fake idol like forever.
Yes.
Like I do enjoy the misdirects that end up happening. It leads to a lot of fun outcomes. It's something to try, It's not something new every season, but they tried something.
They really
I think it's interesting because the fake idol that plays best is the one that wasn't intentionally the fake idol, right? So Matt creates a fake idol outside of this bird cage thing, and so that's the fake idol that actually moves into the merge and like actually becomes a thing. I think that this is also I want to say there was like something talked about at some point where this was like the reveal of Jeff's love of fake idols, and like this was his opportunity to like create it and make them make fake idols. I know there was a couple of other twists early on where it was like you could either take a fake idol or blah 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 blah, and like this was his opportunity to like throw it in there, like 3 opportunities for a fake idol to come into the game. And Jeff, I'm sure, was like on pins and needles, ready for something to happen. And of course, it was Matt who creates the best one outside of the actual twist. But I think it was fun. I think the birdcage element was something a little different than this beware stuff that was going on. And I think it was like, hey, it's right out in the open. Like, you either unlock the lock or you let it sit there or for someone else to take it. So I don't know. I think the 3 people that got it, I think deserved to get it. And they all did it in such different ways that was very fun to watch in the very early part of the season.
Yeah, because you have Brandon obviously is going to play it to get Maddie out immediately. You have Danny doing like somersaults and grabbing it and then tricking poor Matt Blankenship. And then you have Carolyn obviously with her antics and like, yeah. I also just want to like mention, I mean, we'll get to Carolyn more, but like that opening confessional of her where like it's showing the behind the scenes conversation of what the producer is saying and being like, Carolyn, you can just like open up this way, like you're a drug counselor. And like, I thought that was really, really fun.
And it comes full circle at the end where there's still a production conversation happening when she's in the final 3. And I thought that was such a really cool way to like show us as the viewer of like, hey, like, look at the development of how even the production was like coaching her in the beginning. And now here she is just like rocking out at final 3.
Yeah, this is probably the season I was on Survivor Reddit the most, and like the edgic in this season where people are like, the flames and Carson's glasses, he's going out to fire, it's gonna happen. I'm like, y'all are stupid. Like, why would Carson went out to fire?
But then he went out to fire.
He did. Yeah, that it is funny seeing like the little clues that they'll put in that people did catch on to, because I think the next few seasons have some of those clues in there that you can look and see. Jonathan, you didn't,
which no one saw coming.
Yeah, Jonathan, what are your thoughts on the birdcage and everything? Because you didn't get to voice that yet.
Oh, it's fine. No, I thought it was a cool gimmick. I thought it was just, again, we're in this like, we're still in this period. We're about to get out of this period.
Yeah,
in the new era where it's like they're still experimenting with stuff. Like even 41 falls into this category as well. But it's like these early new era seasons, they're still trying stuff. Like they're still trying.
I feel like 41, 42, 43 are like one big homogenous, just like they do the same thing in all three seasons.
For the most,
for the most advantage, say the thing. Like it's like all this. The beads are in 43.
The beads are different, I think.
Jump from 43 to 44. 41 and 42 are like the same twist. Like,
but yeah, good gimmick, good twist, and it was basically everyone that got it should have gotten it and used it in the most, like, probably the best way that you could use it, like an advantage or a game mechanic like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's talk about the other big stuff in these first few episodes. The next big thing is, of course, as we mentioned, Matthew ends up climbing up the rock and getting hurt. I'm shocked the producers like let him do this, because I feel like that's like 100% like you're gonna get hurt trying to climb up this rock.
But it's gonna be a cool shot, bro. It's gonna look sick when he climbs up there. Yeah, what a dum-dum. Like, why are you doing this? Like,
it also seemed from a production standpoint, like, so,
and it could have been so much
everything was from the top. And so I wonder also, because there's a lot of opportunities for them to like venture out and like kind of do their own thing, and they're not always filmed like all the time. Like there's film crews with them, but it's not like the cameras are constantly running. And so like there seemed to be this like over the top view of like what was really happening. And so I wonder if like it was kind of like this is like this really cool moment, so they kind of like came in on it and then didn't realize that like he was about to fall, obviously. But like it didn't seem like there was a lot of production involved in that moment in the beginning, because a lot of the filming was from overhead, which just seemed really odd to me. Like, why would it be that way? So I think it was more of like production, like this was their venturing, and like it went awry.
Yeah, like nowadays
he didn't break his neck. Like he could have fallen the wrong way and just
like nowadays, if I was in charge of that, like, hey, like if I was on the crew, I want to go climb a rock. I'm like, yeah, no, you're not climbing that rock.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's like, I don't understand. Like, I'm like, we're 44 seasons in, and like we've been on one location for like since 33, and I'm like, and you're still like, I get it, you want to get out there, like there's a fenced off area, but it's like, I mean, that could have been avoided. I get it, you want to climb the rock, but like,
I mean,
no, it's like, and whoever was in charge of that probably should have gotten fired.
There's always been a element of schadenfreude to Survivor, going all the way back to Scooping in the Fire, when Mark Burnett is like, nobody help him. Like, this is a documentary. Like, they're gonna let people do stupid shit, and like the promos I remember heavily featured this moment. Like, what's gonna happen? Obviously, he's gonna hurt himself. Like that's
and it would be interesting to do like a study of, but like, has this rock ever appeared again or before? And so like that's kind of where I'm at too, is like where was this on the island, and why have we never seen it before?
It was there. It was there in Game Changers when Debbie went off to go do push-ups in front of it. Like that's
yes, it was.
The 34 was the first time that like this location has just been the constant for literally 10 seasons at this point. So it's like crazy that they're still there, but they don't really like, I think ever since then they're like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna go near the rock ever again. It's kind of like an omen. Like, don't go near there unless you're Rizzo and you go around it to like find an idol or something like that. But like other than that, it's like just kind of a little tombstone standing there.
Yeah, that's a good catch. I didn't even, now that you pointed out, I'm like, yeah, that is the rock where Debbie got pissed.
I'm pissed.
So, yeah, I completely agree with you guys. It was so dangerous, and like I would have liked to see how Matthew did if he doesn't get
Yeah,
hurt.
he was an interesting player. Like he had
Yeah.
a lot of stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's planning fake idols for Jamie to find. Like, he is doing stuff, and he would have been so fun. So yeah, then we are also gonna have Matt and Franny that we should bring up. The showmans, the dorky magnets. I mean, we hadn't had like showmans in quite some time at that point.
Jay and Figgy.
Yeah, or Taylor and Figgy, but yes.
Oh, that wasn't Jay. Jay wasn't the one in a relationship.
No, Jay. It was Taylor and Figgy, but not the best example. But
does the Winners at War marriage between Boston Rob and Amber count, or does that
their marriage?
Also, are never on, like, I mean, I guess they were together on Edge of Extinction, but they weren't even playing the game together.
Right. But I mean not counting Boston Rob and Amber, really, this is like the first time in a while that we'd seen this, and I like Matt and Franny. Like, I do like them together. It's cool that they're still together to this day. And like, I don't know, I thought they could have been interesting. Obviously, Matt Blankenship is going to have a really sad ending to his Survivor journey. But like, I don't know, like, it's just crazy again. Like, people are so afraid of like a couple that like the first opportunity they have to really break them up, they're going to take it.
Yeah.
So,
Franny's a lot of fun. She really could be back at some point. I like Blankenship too. I just feel like we saw what we're gonna see of him.
Yeah, I agree.
And yeah, if you're hooking up on that island, you're committed, because everyone smells terrible and no one's brushing their teeth. Like,
but I feel like their showmance was really wholesome, because there wasn't like a popular kid kind of like showmance where like we're in charge and we're running the show. It was kind of the opposite, where they're like on the bottom and they're just geeking out. They're just geeking out and they're having fun. And it's like, this is a lot more wholesome than some of the other showmances that we've seen. But like, it's just, I don't know, it was a good time. And I was rooting for them, rooting for their love, because I know Matt gets out there and he's like, I just got out of a relationship.
I would have sworn they broke up at some point.
He's like, I'm never going to find love ever again. And then boom, diggity. Like,
love it. I think what was fun about watching them is that they tried so hard to distance themselves, but still couldn't do it.
No,
like they were holding hands. They were still going off on little dates with each other in the forest. And like, it was just so fun to watch, because it was like, okay, like, the strategy, like you shouldn't be next to each other, but like we as the viewers didn't want them separated. Like we wanted them together. And so I don't know, it was really cool to watch. And then I actually got to like run into Franny at my first event. And so like she had just been voted out. And so it was like a weird moment of like, oh my God, that's Franny. I wonder if she's still with Matt. And like, she couldn't talk about it. It was like a whole thing. And it was just like, oh my God. But it was fun to watch them 100%.
Oh, but next season we get Austin and D.
We do get that. Well,
that's the best couple ever, right? In someone's head.
Yeah, in someone's head. We'll get to that next episode, next recap. All right, so Maddie's going to go again. Super crazy. This is also the first ever successful shot in the dark.
Yeah, play. And it didn't really matter. But yeah,
it didn't matter in a sense, but it is like it actually got someone to like be safe. It didn't actually like save her.
I remember this is that first journey where like they don't even do a thing. It's basically just like you may or may not lose your vote. Oh shit, I lost my vote. Like,
yeah, this is the first instance. I believe this is also in these first couple episodes. We also get like the introduction of the inheritance advantage, which doesn't do anything. They just give it up quickly as soon as like it goes out with Sarah. But I don't know. Like, I just find that funny that they try certain advantages and then just give up on them.
Like, I don't understand the obsession with people losing their votes. And like, it's fun here because like it ends up being 3 votes, and then like Brandon plays the idol and gets 1 vote to take out Maddie, who like probably could have been a good gamer, but
because Matthew plays his shot in the dark as well, so it's 2 votes. It's just Kane and Maddie that try to vote out Brandon. I also want to say with Kane, I think Kane is a really fun character for the time he's on screen. He's playing with this little sword and shield.
Yeah.
And then,
as a D&D guy, I loved every moment of it.
Yeah, and then he's like singing the Canadian national anthem. Like, come on.
Yeah.
All I remember is that he had a cool name. I don't remember anything other than his exit. That was fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say something about the vote. So, like, I think what I don't like about losing the votes is that it creates like fake chaos. And I think that's what really frustrates me about watching it is like, I know that there's chaos and I know where the chaos is coming from. I don't want to know where the chaos is coming from. I want to see the chaos play out as it plays out. I don't want to know that like people have missing votes and like somebody's about to be like slaughtered because they don't know that there's missing votes. Like, I don't know, that's just like icky to me. So like, to me, it's just like, it's produced chaos that I think can be avoided. Like 1 or 2 here or there, like fine. But like when 3 people are walking to a tribal council and don't have a vote, like that's annoying.
Yeah, you don't like controlled chaos. You want pure, unfiltered.
Right. Like, isn't there an oxymoron, controlled chaos?
Honestly, Matt Matt playing his shot in the dark so he doesn't have to vote and like show his hand. That's actually interesting. Like I kind of vibe with that.
Like, I like that strategy.
Yeah. And him being like, I don't want to show my alliance like immediately. Well, let's get out of this crazy situation, and then we can go from here, kind of thing.
Yeah. I like this move from Matt. Again, I think he could have been a really interesting player if he got to play more. So,
and then his arc still keeps going though, like after he's gone.
Right.
Like it's like we don't even get to see him like wave with his other arm on the boat. Like it's just we get to like it. It's like cut to the next day, and it's like just we'll let you guys know he quit. He's not here anymore. And like, what are we gonna get like footage of that? It's like no, but we will show you him falling off a boulder. Like, yeah, it's like, but yeah, just trust us, he's gone, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then he went back to his home planet.
All right.
That's the Simpsons. It's the Pooch, and then Poochie went back to his home planet. Y'all don't know Poochie? I know Poochie.
I thought that was just a Brandonism.
I honestly thought that's
actually a Joeyism because Joey watches a lot of Simpsons.
But yeah, so Maddie's gonna go, and then let's head to Tika because we haven't talked about them nearly enough as we should for the episode that's named after them. So we are gonna get Carson, Carolyn, and Yam Yam, and starting in spades here. And we should obviously mention talking about Yam Yam, our winner, and we haven't mentioned his iconic first confessional of like, I'm so excited to meet Jeff. Poop in the ocean. Bring it. Like I love him. Yeah, I think Yam Yam is funny. My other favorite moment is that Carolyn's just doing Carolyn stuff, and then Yam Yam in a confessional is like, "Woo!"
Carolyn seems like a lovely human being who I would be overwhelmed with within 5 minutes.
I just like that the both of them are making like whale noises from opposite ends of the camp, and it's like if I'm in that camp, all I hear is oh, and like one from the ocean, one from the woods, then hearing Carolyn go like ah, and it's like freaking out. I'm like, what is going on in this camp? Like I don't know.
Like I have to speak toward what was his name, Josh, for a second, because I think like to walk into that camp and Sarah go home then and then be just left with that because like and then have to like scramble with them to a tribal council.
Josh is also a fun one.
That never ends up happening. I think that's kind of hilarious that Josh was just like involved in this like absolutely must have been chaotic afternoon of just like going to Yam Yam and Carolyn and just like having to deal with both of them and then not have to go to tribal council.
Yeah, Josh is a surgeon. Yeah, and like the chaos of that we'll get to, but I think that also has some really fun interactions with like Yam Yam laughing in Josh's face because the fake idol. Yeah, so this is where then Carson's gonna like lead, like be in the middle, and he kind of
with Helen, Sarah.
With Helen and Sarah, and then Carolyn and Yam Yam.
I remember distinctly watching this and being like, wait, he's going with the old folks? Like, he's young and hip, and like, he's going with Carolyn and Yam Yam? Okay,
but that's why it works.
Yeah.
Because he ends up being like
ultimately, I think it works out phenomenally. I just remember at the time being like, I thought he was vibing with Helen and Sarah, and then he just like flips on them. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
He seems to be like the steady force between Yam Yam and Carolyn, how they're both kind of like go off on their different spectrums of like whatever they're going in their head. And he's like the stable. Was he also a rocket scientist? or
Yeah,
he's
he's
an
an
astronaut.
intern for
engineer.
NASA or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
NASA engineer.
I know he came in. He's like, I'm jacked now, and then he's
Yeah,
like,
He was selling
he's
his own
working for.
merch
He's a
during season.
NASA scientist, and he's that steady. He's literally the
It's like the
steady
three
force
bears.
between-
You got Mama Bear, Papa Bear, and Baby Bear. Like,
Yeah.
Literally,
That, that is what.
I mean,
yeah, I
yeah,
just realized
I
what I
feel
said
like-
too.
I
Let's
feel
move
like
on, Mike.
Carson-
Let's move on.
Carson had more like, I don't know, like stability going on.
Yeah, that's why
between
he's
the two
Baby
of
Bear.
them.
Baby Bear is
He's
just
not
right.
Baby Bear.
Okay, fine. What do you want from me?
Listen, Jam Jam's a teddy bear. I am.
we
I
got
swoon
teddy
over
bear,
him.
mama bear, and bear.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Carson is also interesting because he talks openly about 3D printing puzzles and practicing them, and then they use the exact same puzzles on his season, so he wins every single puzzle that he plays in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I think with him because he puts that in his confessionals when they interview him about it.
Yeah.
I think this is where that starts going forward into the new era where people will start becoming like puzzle hacks with like, I'm going to go home and make my own puzzle, and I'm going to start
Yeah.
like, not cheating, but like I'm
It
going
goes
to
back to like
prepare.
Evie in 41, who's like, yeah, I practiced this specific puzzle on my
Yeah.
desk. Like,
Evie did do that as well, but like Carson, I think, kind of sets the tone. I mean, I guess Hunter in 46 is also going to like practice challenges, so he does really
Yeah.
well. But like, I think Carson definitely sets the tone for them to do different puzzles because I
Yeah.
think they know Carson broke the challenges, and so they need to fix them.
Yeah, like because before, like you could have done that, but if you weren't successful, then nobody would have cared if you.
Yeah.
Or not. But he actually did it and was successful. Now they're like, well, crap, we have to like do something about this. So every time they have someone that's like, I practice my puzzles in my backyard, and then it's like we're gonna keep that in there, but now they have to work around that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Helen's gonna go, and then I think with the clear vote, the Soka tribe does go to a tribal council. And I think this is important because this is where they finally break the sit out rule where you can't actually sit out back-to-back challenges. It doesn't just reset every episode cycle. And Claire changes that for Survivor 44 seasons in.
Oh
She
my
never
God.
plays in a challenge and gets voted out. It's insane.
I don't understand like
I could if I would.
I know like I don't understand like you get all the way out there.
Yeah.
And like even if you go out like first, I want to at least do like a challenge.
Right.
Right. And I'm like, and I don't understand like how people
You say this now. Say this when you have 0 calories and haven't slept.
It's like
See how
day
badly you want to be trucking through the water. Like,
it's like day 4 like or whatever day that was like I'm like it's the whatever it is, it's like, oh, I'm not gonna like do it, and it's like, okay, well, keep
been
production
about
getting
2
better.
hours since I had dinner, and I still don't want to do those challenges.
Yeah, but when do you start realizing that your tribe is literally carrying you through?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm with Jonathan, where it's like at least like jump in and try something.
Right.
Because if
Yeah.
you're trying something, at least you can kind of be like, well, I told you guys
Oh,
I
it's
wasn't
terrible
good at it. But I
strategy.
at
No, you
least
got to be a
tried.
team player. Like, if you're not even trying, like, that's why she gets voted out eventually. But,
Mhm.
you know, I'm in, like, the Sandra camp of, like, I don't think I'm going to be very good at this. So, yeah, I'm doing y'all a favor here. Like, you don't want me.
And then that's why Sandra gets voted out. So, I mean,
Sandra?
if you're not useful, you got to go. Sorry.
Mhm.
Mike said it, not me. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say Sandra's not useful. She's very useful in other aspects
Yeah.
of the game.
Right.
Yeah, she's
But,
great.
but also Sandra did compete in a lot of the puzzle challenges when she was needed, and she won them for her tribe. Claire didn't prove any of to
Correct.
be able to do any of those, and like you have to prove yourself in some areas to be useful, and she wasn't. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think I was just more kind of like annoyed from like I guess Jeff's viewpoint and like from a production standpoint of like if you have a contestant that's just like, you know, not doing anything, whether it's strategical or not. Like there's other people that have done this, but actually were doing stuff on the side like social gaming, like Sandra or whatever. But in this, just from a production standpoint, I was just like, I mean, to piss Jeff off enough to where he's like, you know what, we're getting rid of this rule. Like it's,
Yeah.
I think he at that point he had definitely had it with people,
Right.
like, doing.
Does seem like
doing-
something that would piss you off.
yeah, well, remember 20 seasons prior, Abby Maria also sat out a bunch, and like Jeff called her out every single episode, and then
Yeah.
it still took 20 more seasons for him to actually be like, you know, we should change this.
Yeah, I don't think he was like after Abby Maria. He was like, "There's no way this is ever going to happen again, right?" Because she came back for 31, and then
Right.
it was like, "Oh, okay, well, we haven't seen one of those in a while." And then he's
Right.
like, "Rears its ugly head," and he's like, "Nope,
Mhm.
shutting that down
Right.
immediately."
Right. Yeah. So then we are gonna lose Claire, and then we get the swap, which is one person from each tribe swaps to the other tribe instead of a full swap. So Carson goes to Ratu, Soka gets Jamie, and Tika gets Josh. And they all get a free hidden immunity idol just for randomly swapping tribes. This is a ridiculous twist.
The idol is kind of ridiculous. I mean, it's if they don't give the idol, they're just going to get voted out.
Right.
When they do, it's like, okay, then someone else is fully screwed. Like,
but like,
at least they did something. Like, at least it's something a little bit different than just 3 tribes that never swap and then merge.
Yeah. At least it is something different, but it's also kind of half-assed in my opinion, because just fully swap them at that point and they will learn.
I don't feel like this was planned at all. I feel like this was just because of the medevacs. They kind of had to like adjust in some way.
It's possible that it was readjusted because of what happened, but I guess we don't know that for certain, so I don't know.
Think what's interesting about this is, first of all, it's my worst nightmare. Like, I think that, like, to go on a journey and then know that you're going to a whole new tribe by yourself, like, that's fucking scary as shit.
Yes.
But I do think the idol kind of helps the person who volunteered to go on the journey, right? Like, so it was a risk and reward at the same time, right? Like, I'm going to a different tribe, but I get to take this idol with me. So at least I get to kind of like screw up things that are going on in another tribe.
Right.
However, I think it really like, it doesn't play out the way I think they expected it to. I think Josh ends up in like this really weird, like awkward space of like having to lie about a lot of things that he didn't need to really lie about. And I think, I don't know, like I think it didn't play out the way it could have. But for me as a player, like total nightmare. Like I don't want somebody randomly coming into my tribe, but I also don't want to be the person like going by myself somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that I did want to bring up also with the Tika swap is that here we get Carolyn ends up going against like her tribe, like her alliance with Yam Yam, and she ends up helping blindside Sarah with Josh, which is really interesting. And I want to give props to both Carolyn and Yam Yam. Carolyn for being able to like shift things and still be able to go right back to her alliance with Yam Yam. And also Yam Yam for socially being well connected immediately to not be the target of Josh's idol. So like I think you have to give both of them a lot of props for being able to avoid that. Yeah,
I agree.
So yeah. Oh, there's the bell again for who the bell tolls.
I have bells.
Mike's the secret word.
I like jump every time he does it.
Yeah, so and then we are gonna get Matthew pulling himself at this point. And well, I mean he was pretty much gonna get medevaced anyway at this point, but whatever. He's gone, and I think as we mentioned, we can talk about the ridiculous Tika scramble.
And he pulls Colton and takes the idol with him.
Oh yeah, he doesn't even like give it to anybody. He's just like, well, I gave my fake idol to Jamie, and now I'll just leave with this idol.
He left the legacy. That's all he needed.
Hey, he wanted to keep the game fair. All right.
Yeah.
Some things you just aren't given to you. You can't just, I can't hand you this.
Matthew, can I have your idol? Matthew.
He's being like stretchered out.
Yeah. And then this is the first instance that we're going to see in this new era. I mean, we had a couple of medevacs, but like, I feel like this is one where like they are going to go back to camp and then tell the tribe that actually lost, like, hey, someone just got medevaced. You guys are like, don't have to go to tribal. We're going to see that again in 46.
Yeah. And I remember being like, wow, this is going to be insane. Like, what are they going to do? Like, is Carolyn going to flip on Yam Yam?
Right.
And like Carolyn's promising them both she's with them, and then we don't even get a tribal.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Yam Yam was trying to vote out the palm tree, so I mean, we had no idea who was going at that point.
Yeah, we do get Josh like clapping his hands like. And then,
I'm so sorry.
Oh, my bad.
That would be me though. That would hundo PB me.
Like, secretly everyone on the inside is like yes, but like you can't like
listen, Josh was joshing. It was fine.
Josh was joshing.
Yeah. It was fascinating that Josh got like no edit in the first 3 episodes. Then episode 4 was like good episode. He's all of a sudden a big character.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's very, very interesting. So then we do get Earn the Merge, and basically here we get Josh and Jam Jam taking turns throwing each other under the bus. You have my favorite part is when they're like talking to each other about not gunning for each other, and you have like the iconic shot of Josh grabbing Jam Jam's face. So like it's really funny watching these two like throw themselves under the bus, and these are two guys who have, you know, some common things that they share, and like that they're still against each other. It's really interesting. So any thoughts on Josh getting booted?
Womp.
Womp.
Womp womp. I mean,
I think he was in a precarious spot. He was already he didn't realize he was
his OG tribe was sketch on him.
Yeah, the OG tribe was kind of against him already.
Split down the middle. Yeah, no, he really did not have a leg to stand.
Yeah, even though
he was hustling, like I respect the hustle, but
like even though he thought that he was safe on his original tribe, like the edit was like, to our perspective, it's like, oh no, dude, you were not safe the entire. They were like, if they had an opportunity to get rid of you, they would have like taken it. And I don't know if like you're getting drawn into like that false sense of security, even though like he made it as far as he did. So it's like he dodged a couple of bullets, but like right before the merge.
He was a bartender. He went with, what was the classic lie?
I'm trying to remember what he said, because he obviously wasn't.
He didn't say he was a surgeon.
Oh, I think it was personal trainer. Yes, yeah. I think it was personal trainer.
It's always bartender or personal trainer.
Yeah. It which is really funny. Like again, because like what the other tribe says, like they heard he had really steady hands, so like that's why
he must be a doctor.
It's like I just feel like it's funny when people try to lie about their jobs. Like it's just not.
I guess lawyer, I think I get more than surgeon.
Like lawyer, I can buy not wanting, like I can understand not wanting people to like have those beliefs because they know you're a lawyer. Like I understand that more than anything else. But a surgeon, like I feel like that's a silly thing to lie about.
Yeah, I feel like that's the weird thing though when you play Survivor is for some reason like you just avert the truth. Like someone, oh, it's like Jake, what did you do before I came out here? Oh, I don't know. I was like, I was a pilot. Like, it's like not. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why. Because people have asked me like, what did you do? And I just like didn't tell them because I was because you can get afraid for no reason of like maybe they'll find a reason with my occupation,
right?
Make that like an excuse to get rid of me. When then they vote you out, they're like, why didn't you tell us that the whole time? And it's like, so it didn't really matter. So he probably could have said he was a doctor, and it wouldn't have like. Yeah, I think it's more of the body language of like, oh, they're hiding something. Why are they so sketched about not talking about their, they get we weed ourselves out and we check ourselves out when just basic little truths like that come up for no reason.
You want to have something you can control. Like I remember watching an interview with Kevin Jacobs from BB Can 10, and he's like, when he went on the season, he wore a wedding ring and told everyone he was married when he wasn't. Just to do it, just like to connect with the married people and just to like have a story and like have something, he was in control of. Like, this is my narrative I get to share,
Right. Yeah, I mean, maybe I can buy that, but
There was a moment that I found really funny in this episode is Jamie calling herself the MVP of the game. Now I love Jamie. She was super fun to watch. But like that moment really just like made me laugh because it's like she doesn't know she is a fake idol. So it's just like this moment of like, oh, poor thing.
They literally called it
when she realizes what she's got, she's not gonna see herself as an MVP.
They literally called it the clown edit. Like, cause it was like
so upsetting. Like I really liked her.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Jamie might be better served on a different season or under different circumstances. I don't know, but she was fine. Then let's move on. I have one question for you guys. Would you guys like a papaya in these trying times?
Oh, please.
I should have brought me a papaya.
Unfortunately, we are going to lose Matt Blankenship here because he couldn't grab his bag and take.
That's so messed up. Like, that's so mad. Like he didn't even have a shot in the dark because he had no idea he would be split up and just that's damn.
Yeah. So one thing I'll say is that because one from each like team was going to win immunity. Franny already had immunity, and I know like this is something she's probably had to like live with the fact of if she had just lost to Brandon, then Matt would have been fine.
Yeah, I remember thinking that too. And also, I made her threat level so much bigger. She wanted immunity she didn't even need. Like, well, I know she was already going to win the immunity, but she wanted for her tribe, so then have to go to tribal. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's just unfortunate because I think they make it through. They do vote somebody out, but she's safe, and then Matt is still in the game, and presumably Soka might then have the numbers at that point, like full numbers. So do
we think that Heidi squanders the control of vote? Is that where you were going to go with this, Jake?
Yeah, so we get the control of vote, and so we get Heidi's move. I like Heidi a lot. We're excited to have her on a recap this season with us, and I think for Heidi, like I think she's a really good Survivor player. I think the problem this season is that I think she tries to make moves, and I feel like a lot of them just don't end up working, unfortunately. And I think that just tanks her winning chances. Like here, I understand where her idea was.
Merge is a scary time to make big moves. Like you make the big move now, you're going pretty soon. Like
right. And using the control of vote to try to save Matt, get rid of Jam Jam, in theory, it is a great move because it makes sense for you to try to save Matt. Unfortunately, it doesn't work because they're already wanting to take out Ahsoka and split up Matt and Franny. If a lot of these moves had worked before she got to the Final Four and made like her move to take out Carson, then I do think Heidi could have won this season. So, unfortunately, it didn't happen. But what are your guys' thoughts on this like control the vote moment and Matt going home?
It made me sad.
Yeah, it made me sad too. Like, especially when he goes out and he's like, Franny, I'm so proud of you for winning immunity. And I was like, oh, tears all around.
I call him Blankenship because in Mad Men, there's a very old secretary named Ida Blankenship, and she's very funny. And I just think of her when I think of Blankenship.
That is funny. That's funny.
She dies in her desk. Anyway.
Spoiler.
I
felt like this was a good moment for Franny, surprisingly enough, because I think that this potentially gives her, I mean, she ends up winning another challenge, which screws her, but I think that this gives her an opportunity to kind of like separate herself from this pairing that has been created. And so honestly, I think Matt going home potentially does earn her like at least another couple of rounds if she doesn't win another immunity. But like I do think that Matt going home here actually benefits her
100%.
well. I do think Heidi squanders this moment though. I do think that she could have really made a big move. And yes, big moves maybe through your chances, but like I really think Heidi was in a good spot and had some really decent connections that I think she would have been able to kind of like figure that out. But yeah, I don't know. I think she squanders it. I love her. I think she bounces back from it very well. But I think she has a moment to really like own the game there, and I don't know if she really uses it in the best way. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. So yeah, we're gonna have that happen, and then we are gonna get to the next round. And now the Soka versus Ra 2 war has started with Tika in the middle.
And Tika can survive.
Yeah, so at this point now, they have Danny play his idol on Franny to save her, and they're gonna idol out Brandon. We forgot to mention the moment at the sanctuary where Carolyn's with Danny and Brandon, and like they're just so doing
funny. She's like
mansplaining over her, like, and this leads to Carolyn like voting with the Sokas against Brandon on the idol vote. Like this is another time where she goes against her allies just like for petty reasons, but it ends up working as well. So
I agree with the word petty there. I think that she was very self-aware of her position in the game. And I think, you know, when you've got these kind of masculine men, like, I mean, that's what they were. Basically just talking over you and creating this bro alliance right in front of you. I think they screwed up. I think that was a horrible move on
right in front of Carolyn. Oh, terrible.
Right in front of her.
Yeah,
I think Carolyn made the most sense of what she had in front of her, and she needed to take and break up the Brandon Danny potential, and she needed to take out some big guns, literally, in order to like solidify her and her group moving forward. And so I don't think she was petty at all. I think she was super self-aware.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. Because I like after we got her edit earlier, where they literally just like talk over her, and it's like, I mean, like they're like, no, and I'm like, this is like,
am I even here? Yeah, no, I do agree with that part. I didn't necessarily want to mean like, oh, it was bad to be petty. I think it's petty, and it's also like a good move for her because she wasn't.
It was like
petty can be strategic.
Yeah, like she was. I think
I know that one.
Yeah.
Like looking at her, like she was definitely just like constantly disrespected like the whole time,
right?
Like, which is why I think people liked her a lot, was because obviously we'll get into like later when she says like it's okay to be emotional, which I really liked when she said that later.
Yes.
But like at this point, I was like, like, these people just keep constantly like disrespecting her for like as like, oh, they don't take her seriously, and I enjoyed that. Not like. No, I enjoyed that she expressed that she was like, it's okay to be emotional. It's okay to be like, all these things, because like I am too. But it's like seeing someone kind of stand up for like, these people don't fucking respect me. And it's like, you know what? I'm gonna send your ass home. And then she does. It's like, you had a chance, and it's like, no. So she actually had more power.
I think Carolyn shows both what like playing an emotional game, what it can do for you, and that like you could build these really deep connections and connect like on such a deep human level. But also, when you it's one of the 7 rules of Survivor created by David Bloomberg. Like, when you let your emotions control you and, like, you let that drive your decision-making, it can cloud you. You know, like, you might not necessarily be doing what's best for your game. You're doing what you're feeling. And those aren't always the same two things. They can be closely aligned. It can be because I'm angry at this person, like, it's better for my game for them to go because I'm upset at them for a reason. But sometimes you still need that person.
Yeah, and I think that, Carolyn feeling disrespected, I think goes into her at the end of the game, is that she doesn't get the respect for her game by the jury. And I feel like Carolyn should have gotten some jury votes.
0 vote finals. I thought she was gonna win. 0
yeah,
vote.
I did too. I thought she had a chance to win. And I just don't
won this game. Carolyn can't get a single vote. Like, damn.
There is a point though. It's between like this vote and like the Danny vote, where like they go to tribal, and they kind of like they're asking Carolyn. It's somewhere in here, but I know we'll get to more of it like later. But there is a point where even she gets mad at like Jeff, because it's like he asks like a question.
Are you mad at me?
Like, oh, it's like Danny says something stupid,
and then she says, "Yes, I do remember that."
Well, Danny says something stupid like, like. I don't know what it was. It's like the enemy of joy's comparison, or whatever that quote is. It's like the enemy of like I forgot. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like the quote.
Yeah. Danny says something philosophical, but it's not.
It's the typical like comparison's the enemy of joy or whatever.
Yeah,
and
that's
like,
it.
He says that. Then Jeff asks like a really dumb question to Carolyn. I see Carolyn like looking at Danny. Then she like looks at Jeff, and then he's like, "Why are you mad at me, Carolyn?" And then I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I felt for her, because it's so annoying when people like, whenever we talk about emotional in Survivor context, it's always in a negative context. You're always being looked down on for being emotional. And then I really appreciate when Carolyn stands up and be like, it's okay to do that, because it's like, it's not like it's for some reason it's a negative here, but being so easy, like the fact that you can turn off your emotions so easily, like what does that say about someone? It's like the fact that you can fluctuate up and down, like whatever. But I don't know, I just kind of like, I felt for her in the sense of like, she's like, this is bullshit. Like, you don't have to like, be critiqued overly for being an emotional player, especially if it works for you.
When I watch Survivor, I do always try to have the lens of like, okay, these people haven't eaten in days and they're not sleeping. And like when I play online games, like I control my emotions pretty well. It's rare that someone gets a rise out of me. And if they did, oh boy, did they piss me off. But like, or I'm trying to rage bait someone. But like on the show, if I was on that island, I would be hangry all the time. Like I would not control myself well at all. Like it would not take much to set me off.
Yeah, and I can relate to the emotional part of it too. Like I've been through a lot of emotional times in orgs myself, and it's not fun to deal with that. But I don't necessarily see the emotional part as weakness either. Like I think it's just part of the game, and you're going to be dealing with both. And I think that shows a lot of strength to be able to show different emotions and not just be like an emotionless game bot. So
and she also kind of harkens back to like an old school era of Survivor, where this is where Survivor cut its teeth. Right, was the fact it got famous because people got overly emotional about the game, and then we've gotten so far to a point where it's like if you are emotional, then it's like shame on you. Like why? Like people don't get it. Like people look at you like, why do you care so much, bro? And it's like because I do.
Right, I figure in your face.
Yeah, like, that's like I feel like have we forgotten our history? Like where we came from with this show? Like it's okay, like to be emotional. That's why everybody loves Carolyn.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. That's why she should have come back, but
she didn't. No.
Yeah.
We got Bruce. We got Bruce.
We got Bruce. We got Bruce. Yeah, we got Bruce.
So then we are gonna have like the rice negotiation, which I feel like we haven't brought up the last like 3 episodes because it's just kind of, to me, it just doesn't mean anything really. I mean, it's like they get a little more rice, and I feel like this is the one where it's like it's kind of funny when like Kane gives up his spot and then he's gonna get voted out. So
enjoy your rice, bitches.
Yeah. But like it's like I don't know. I just never really.
It was fun. Like, they tried to recapture the magic of Angelina like negotiating on the table, and like it's not a negotiation anymore. It's just Jeff going, okay, 4 people, and then being like, we have 4 people, Bueller, okay, right. And then they have to up the ante. So eventually Jeff pulls out a knife, and that's when shit gets real. But we're a couple seasons away from Jeff pulling a knife on the contestants.
What season does that happen in?
It was one I watched live. I think it was like 47 or 48.
Okay, because even he's tired of this.
I believe it's 47.
I think it's 47, yeah.
So.
Okay. And like the rice is just dripping away as they watch as their food is hitting the ground, and they're like, bro, man. I'm sorry, this is a sick man.
I was gonna say I don't think it was 46 because he would have done it in front of Liz Wilcox.
No,
I don't think that. I think that would have been cruel. So.
Like rumored billionaire Liz Wilcox. I can't wait for the 46 podcast. Oh man.
Oh dear. So yeah, we are gonna lose Kane, and he goes out presumably with what Jamie thinks is her idol. Which is actually the fake idol.
I love the sequence in the next episode where Jamie's telling everyone the story, and they're just like, she's so full of it.
Yes,
like,
I love that too.
I see it happening, like being on prod, I see it happen in games all the time where someone's telling the truth.
Right.
But the truth is so like, why would they tell me that people are like, oh, they have to be lying, because why would they be this honest? Like, I don't understand why they're telling me this. Like, and when the truth just sounds so crazy, even though it's true, like people are just gonna assume you're lying.
Yeah, because that was I've been through a game before where I was like trying to tell the truth, and then I feel like I was getting nervous trying to say the truth, and then people thought I was bullshitting, and it's not fun because you know what you're trying to say, but they don't. So,
and especially because people are more overly analytical. Like when you're playing Survivor, it's like they'll examine every little word. Every little thing and how you say it and when you say it and what they think you might mean by it. And it's just people are more hyper vigilant to stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, no, I remember hosting a game where someone like they threw a hinky vote and the person got voted out because of their hinky vote, which they did not intend to vote this person out. And then like going around to people being like, yeah, no, I just like threw a hinky vote. And they're like, oh, they definitely meant to vote this person out. Like they knew what was going on and really no, they just threw a hinky vote.
That's hilarious. Oh my God. All right, and then Franny is going to go because she's too much of a challenge threat. Unfortunately, anything else from this part? Because I didn't have anything else for the Franny.
Somewhere around here is when Danny is like, if I had the choice of voting out a clone of myself or my mother, I'd vote out my mother.
My God. Danny's ridiculous.
He is ridiculous. Like, he's just like somersaulting around the island for no reason. Like that man is wild. Like
he's eating clues. Like I remember at the time, Rob as a podcast was calling him Baby Tony.
Yeah, he does have Tony energy. That's what I'm saying. Is like there are like a lot of fun personalities on this cast, more so than a lot of others. And like I can't think of any like truly like bad players on this season. Really, like. People make bad decisions, but it's a pretty strong cast overall. Like,
yeah, it's not like 46 levels of bad. So...
Is it so bad that it's good? Or is it so good that it's bad?
I'm happy I can make Brandon turn his camera off on 40.
I think this was also right before Franny goes home, but when Kane goes home, this was, oh Jesus. This is when I start realizing like how much power Carolyn does have in the game.
Yes.
Because she's the one that starts being like, I really don't know what's going on. And then everybody scrambles at tribal. And so it was really interesting that like people took a cue from Carolyn. I don't know if it was conscious or not, but like Carolyn says it and then everybody scrambled.
I really love the Carolyn.
It was fun to watch.
I wish she saved her and it went further. Like that one episode where they're like so tight. I really enjoyed their duo for a very brief period of time.
I do remember that because don't the like women at camp like they think about like they could work together and get rid of.
That's what Carolyn's trying to do, and then Franny gets voted out, and like Carolyn's like the one vote to keep her. Like,
I remember that now.
And also, wait, who goes first, Franny or Danny?
Franny goes.
Franny plays the idol on her, then votes her out an episode or two later. That's wild. That's wild.
I don't get that. That is like, to me, that's like a really bad move for Danny to just like try to play an idol or like successfully play an idol on Franny to save her, and then
I think playing the idol is more about getting Brandon out than actually saving Franny. But live by the sword, die by the sword.
He also had a bromance with Brandon, so
Oh no.
Short-lived.
Yeah, short-lived.
Well, he also doesn't know that Heidi's the one that threw the wonky vote on him at the tribal council before. There's this like weirdness with Danny of like, I don't really know who did it. And then Jam Jam tells him and he doesn't believe it at all.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
He's like, it couldn't be Heidi. Heidi, I trust.
Heidi.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Survivor trope was when someone tells someone the truth and they're like, oh, I don't believe that. Like that is a lie.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like again, this is a good move on Jam Jam's part as well. Is like again, he's telling truths here, and like that can get confirmed later. And so I mean, Danny is the one person that does not vote for Jam Jam to win, but I still think it's definitely another good move on Jam Jam's part. All right, so then we are gonna then end up losing Danny, but Danny does try to get the votes to go against Carson, and this is where Carolyn ends up using her idol to protect Carson, which doesn't even matter because Danny still receives the majority of the votes, or plurality, I guess, in this case. But I think this is another move like for Carolyn because she's able to protect Carson in the game, and so regardless of if it matters or not, it still solidifies like the Tikas have complete power in this game.
And like nobody really recognized it, I think, except like Franny before Danny got voted out, where she took a step back and was like, they're kind of like causing us to go to war with each other, but it was too little too late, and then we get to this point, and then Danny's like, stuff my door, Jeff. Just do it. I just want to get out of here. Everyone, just do it. Come on.
It's so cringe.
Jeff is having none of it. Like he's like, dude.
Yeah.
This is his face. He's like,
okay.
There's like this, and he's like, okay, bud, you wanted it.
And like Danny, I feel like is usually the kind of player Jeff is like in love with. Like I'm shocked he didn't push for him to come back. Like
I don't know. I'm a little shocked that Jeff didn't push for that either. I mean, you also have Danny like cutting the cheese at that one challenge.
Like, did you just say cutting the cheese?
Yes, I was trying to find a good
innocent sweet boy. Okay, let me have
farted. That was funny.
Jake, I love you, Jake.
I think what we've glossed over these last few rounds is just like how brilliantly the Tika 3 is just like pretending like, oh, I'm on your side, like I don't know.
And it's back and forth. I mean, you got Brandon and Kane, then Franny and Danny. Like it's this back and forth, and it's fluid and phenomenal.
Yeah.
And they all have their own relationships. Like they're all close with different people, which is what really works about it. Like,
and I think it's because the three of them are so different. Like that, it's just like the three of them. Like, there's no way that like those three could be.
Carson
together.
got swapped away, and he really bonded with the tribe he got moved to. He was brought in, and like
because Carson, they wanted to pull Carson in. Like once they got to like the Earn the Merge and the Merge itself, Like they thought that they had Carson on their side completely. So
and then Yam Yam was really close with like Heidi and Jamie, so like he was working that side of it. Like,
and Carson was one of the reasons why Kane's target early on was shifted back to Josh, because initially it was supposed to be Kane going home.
Right. Yes.
Carson went and told Kane, and like it ended up kind of spiraling back to Josh. So yeah, I think the relationships that Carson had kept Lauren and Jamie safe moving forward in the game. But I think ultimately it was really Jam Jam and Carolyn's like chaotic relationship.
And then them bickering in front of people consistently made them yeah. And it's because it was real. Like they were actually fighting. It wasn't bickering like for the attention. It was like,
I think they disagreed on some things, but I think they also saw the power in playing it up. And they do talk a little bit about it at Final Tribal, where they played up a little bit, where it's like, yeah, we were fighting, but like we also saw that like it could affect how people came to us, because Carolyn and Jam Jam got information because of that kind of more public, like, oh, maybe they're not working together, so maybe we can pull them on our side.
Yeah. So yeah, we are gonna then get to the final 6, and I think this is where Jam Jam and Carson do consider, should we get rid of Carolyn, because Carolyn is a big threat to potentially win the game, but they decide against it to keep the Tika 3 sticking together. I mean, this is interesting because they really could have changed the game up on Carolyn here, and I was a little surprised at the time that they didn't do that and that they just went to sacrifice Jamie, but I do also get like the loyalty piece of it as well.
Yeah, obviously it worked out for Jam Jam ultimately in the end, but it seems like when you're in like a trio alliance, it feels like, I don't know, like, would you guys rather take that whole 3 to the final 3, or would you feel like you would want to cut someone in that final 3?
It depends who you are in the trio, right? Like,
right.
I don't know. I don't remember what people were thinking about win equity in this season. Like, I feel like Yam Yam was not, of the 3, the person anyone thought was going to win. Like, I think people had more money on Carolyn or Carson than Yam Yam.
Yeah. I think clearly they were thinking that Carson was going to be the biggest threat, which is going to contribute to him getting taken out in fire.
Or like 1 minute, literally Jam Jam and Carson are thinking about
Carolyn. On the situation, because like, okay, you're the Tika 3, and like you're looking at, so like they do end up in the end with Heidi, and Heidi doesn't win, but like you end up with someone from one of the other 2 tribes where the jury is stacked with members of those tribes. They could be getting a whole bunch of votes, you know, like.
And if someone was in your final 3 that's sitting now on the jury, then maybe you could possibly count that person to vote.
I think Carson did a lot of work for both of them on the jury, explaining their game for the 3 of them. Like,
and then he probably because Carolyn didn't get any votes.
No.
So basically, it was like Carson probably just like pitched the whole, like, it was like, oh yeah, it was Jam Jam.
I don't know about that. I think Jam Jam did a great job, and we're not at Final Tribal, so maybe I'll save this for a second. But I think just Jam Jam did a great job at articulating himself and how he was able to use what power he had to move himself forward in the game.
I agree. We'll discuss it when we get to Final Tribal for sure.
Stark, he had a list.
So Jamie is gonna go, and then Lauren's gonna follow as well. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Lauren and Jamie both could have had other opportunities to try to switch things, and I think they just didn't go with them, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So,
that's
like
a lot.
Did anyone find Lauren's like Final Tribal situation like confusing? Because Carolyn and Heidi certainly did. Like, there was this kind of moment where Lauren's just like, yeah, nobody talked to me, so like I'm just gonna like die on my sword here. But it's like, no, like it was a whole edited like story of the 3 of you voting together to vote out Jam Jam.
Right.
And even Carolyn and Heidi both react to that very strongly during Tribal, and Lauren just kind of like shrugs it off. So to me, either Lauren was told like right before Tribal that no, we are voting you out, or Lauren just kind of like just decided within herself that it was like over and like she wasn't going to fight for it. But that doesn't seem like Lauren to me from what we watched. So it was very kind of like a weird
edited. Like, who knows? Survivor editors are weird sometimes.
Or she was faking and thought she was safe, and then it was like,
I I
Like she was
think
trying to like hide the
Like,
little.
she's like, well, I guess it's me, Jeff. But deep down, she's like, yeah, we're getting Jam Jam out, kind of thing. And
Yeah,
then
but,
it's like,
but I think that the sharp reactions from Carolyn and Heidi, specifically Heidi, like it just I found it odd. It
Yeah.
was like so there wasn't like a conversation beforehand where it's like, hey guys, I'm gonna play it up that like I'm going home, but really like we're all voting together. Like it didn't seem like that conversation had happened.
Yeah, I did watch that though, where it seemed like she was not. I don't want to use the word checked out, but like kind of subscribed to the idea like this is my time to go, kind of thing. Or there's no, but I'm not going to get an edit about my headspace going into this kind of thing.
Was Lauren ever going to win this game?
I think she could have won.
I think she could.
Votes. Yeah, I think Ratu could have voted for her. So
I think 1, 2, 3, 4. Like this final, like the final 5. Anyone of that final 5 stood some.
Yeah, apparently Jamie was this like huge jury threat.
Yeah, which is funny because she
very
tried to
likable.
claim the idol, and then it would have been turned out to be.
Yeah, I'm a little mad that like so I do love Kane going out with the fake idol, but like I was waiting for the moment where Jamie tried to play it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So confidently, only to get voted out.
It's like, would you rather go out with a fake idol in your pocket, thinking it's real, to learn later that it's fake, or would you rather play the fake idol in front of everyone and be like, "This is not"?
Definitely the first one.
Definitely.
I don't know, because if you watch the reunion moment where Jamie discovers it, like she says it's like the best twist of Survivor ever, and I'm like, really, girl? Like, are you playing the same game? Because that's not even a twist. Like, it's not even in that ballpark. But whatever.
No,
I would be embarrassed if I had a fake idol and thought it was real, and either situation, I think I would have been embarrassed.
Yeah, I would have been too. I wouldn't have liked either one.
Yeah, you just walk away, be like, "Well, that escalated quickly." And you're like, "If you don't play it,
reunion where you're like adamant that you had this real idol, and oh my god, it went out with Kane, and I'm so embarrassed it went out with Kane, but really, like, it was never an idol to begin with. Like, yikes."
Yeah, fast forward 6 months, and you just like you see it on national television, and then you're like, you just go over to on your dresser, like, my lucky idol wasn't fake, and it's like they just like you throw it immediately in the trash.
At least she found it at the after show and didn't have to wait 6 months.
Right.
Yeah.
So, all right, and then we get to the Tika 3 almost making it there, but Heidi has one last stand. She does win the final immunity, but she pulls the Chris Underwood, and she gives up immunity and takes on Carson. And in record time, Heidi beats Carson. So I want to give Heidi her flowers here.
Yeah,
like she dominated that fire making.
I mean, anytime someone breaks the fire making, right? Like Gabler beat it, and then Heidi beat it, and then someone beat Heidi after that, right? Like it's just like okay.
I think Heidi still holds the rerecord, if I'm not mistaken.
There have been a lot of quick.
I think so too.
Years.
Yeah.
They're all taking like 1 second, like blows up.
I think it was her opportunity to ensure that Carson goes home. Like she had control of that moment. Okay, she can add it to her resume, and she talks a lot about that. But I do think it was an opportunity to say, I for sure am either going to take Carson out or lose this game.
She took this
I'm
way.
not going to lose this game going to the end with Carson.
I mean, it just adds to the debate that goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Do you throw yourself in a fire? She did it and still didn't win, right? If Cassie throws herself in, does she win? You know, like it's like Chris Underwood did it. He won. Like,
I'm curious.
What were you gonna say, Jonathan?
Well, I'm curious what Heidi's headspace was after she won and was like, okay, I'm going to the final 3, and there's Carolyn, Jam Jam, and
Carson.
Yeah, I'm about to blank for a second. And Carson, and then her thinking like, who would she rather? Obviously, she chose Carson because she was okay with sitting next to Carolyn and Jam Jam.
Right.
But I wonder did she ever say who the second option was? If she was debating between the two, or was it just like, I got to send Carson?
I think it was she just had to send Carson. I don't think she ever brought up another.
I think she was debating whether or not to put Jam Jam or herself in.
Oh, yeah. It was that is correct. Yes.
And also, the other part of the debate is how good at fire making are you? Like, if you're Heidi and you're like, I'm a fire master,
right?
I'm a fire bender.
And like, you just have Gabler in the last. Wait, did they? No, she didn't see Gabler, so she didn't even know that Gabler just did.
Yeah, because back to back
win. Like,
yeah.
And I do love the Yam Yam being like a kind father to Carson and being
like,
this is how you make fire. Like, even though he knew he might go anyway, he's like, come on,
that was cool because he was like,
let's do this.
Yeah.
Because Carson knew, he knew that it was looking bad for him, and then he was just like, oh, because you get all the way there, just to have that is but have Jam Jam come in and be like, hey there,
Yeah.
It'll be okay.
I think this is another big reason for Jam Jam to get at least Carson's vote for sure, is because he helps Carson when he doesn't need to. This is a great social move on the part of Jam Jam.
Nice being like a lovable, like kind man, you know, like
Yeah.
That's what I love about him so much.
I want to give him a hug.
He's my spirit animal.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a cool guy from meeting him as well. Like, so Carson goes out and fire, and now we are at the final three with Jam Jam, Carolyn, and Heidi. And this to me, we can definitely talk about it now. I think Jam Jam absolutely sells everything with like his affable personality and just like, I mean, he's making the jury laugh. And whenever you're making the jury laugh, I think that's a pretty good sign.
100%.
So
absolutely.
I thought it was interesting too, watching the jurors vote. I don't know for sure, but it was just something I noticed. Is this the first time that we never see a pre-revealed vote? Like all 8 of them are secret. Like we don't know at all who's voted for whom going into the vote reveal. Like none of them are revealed at all.
I don't think we've ever seen that before.
I'm guessing it's because the editors would want you to believe it's between Yam Yam and Carolyn, and then Carolyn gets 0 votes. So if you only show a Yam Yam and Heidi vote, you're like,
right. But I thought it was just interesting that like there was not a single juror that they were like, for sure this makes sense for the audience to be like, yep, this person's definitely going to vote for that person.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like if they only showed 1 vote for Heidi and 1 vote for Yam Yam and 0 for Carolyn, then the audience would go, oh, okay, Yam Yam won.
Yeah,
right. That's maybe probably fair.
Maybe in the unanimous jury votes we've gotten in the past, maybe they didn't show them either because they want to build some suspense that it might not be unanimous. But but other than those,
I cannot believe Carolyn didn't get a single vote. Like that's messed up, man. Like, so,
can we spend a minute like talking about that though?
Yeah.
Like why does Carolyn not get any votes? And like
in a word,
because Jam Jam does well. I don't know about that, but like
underestimated
with Jam Jam. His articulation of how he pushed forward, specifically from Merge on, I think was just beautiful. I think he really articulated himself. I think Carolyn articulated herself very well as well. I don't think that she had a single bad answer. I don't think that anything she could have. I have no notes for her, but like it's just the way it kind of shook out is that I think people were very surprised more about Jam Jam's articulation and being able to really like see his progression through the game through his jury answers. And I think that just won it for him. And I think, unfortunately, if people were debating between the two of them and were swayed by him, which a lot of them said, you swayed me, it was probably Carolyn who's going to get their vote. So because Franny votes for Carolyn, I think like absolutely until Jam Jam speaks.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't remember this final tribal that well, and I don't remember the interview, like the reunion after. So you're saying people said they were swayed, but like 7-1 feels to me like Yam Yam probably was always going to win. Like even if Carolyn gave the performance of her life, like, I don't think she sways enough votes to win.
No, I think Jam Jam was winning at the point like he gave everything.
That's kind of how juries go. Like it takes a phenomenal performance. Listen, like I know, but like it takes a phenomenal performance to flip that many votes, especially on the show. Like,
and in most of the new era, we're getting these 7-1 to 0 votes. Like it's very telling. And it's
why can't Franny vote for Carolyn? I don't understand, man. Like
telling her like you're an inspiration and all this stuff. Like I was a little bit shocked that Franny didn't vote for Carolyn.
Yeah, it's like you're an inspiration, but I'm not voting for you.
Right.
Write it down. It's like,
I mean, it's okay.
I don't know.
Carolyn gets all of the STEAM money. Like,
I think people now, especially in the new era, like there's got to be like some type of commentary about it being like being an emotional player, because I feel like new era players or people nowadays aren't really attracted to emotional players. Nowadays we're more attracted to just pure game bot.
Counterpoint: Kenzie versus Charlie.
Well, I think Charlie, I don't know.
I think players are actually putting more value in the social part of the game.
I do.
And I think that's where it's really peaking.
And I think Yam Yam did play a better social game than Carolyn. He had better relationships, and
I think when players like Kenzie, when players like Jam Jam, when players like even Gabler, like I mean, when they get to the end, no, and like I'm not a big Gabler fan, but like when you listen to the final tribal, Gabler articulates himself very, very well.
Oh, I agree with that. No, he has an insane
vibe. It really comes down to being able to talk about yourself and talk about your game, but also about the relationships you've built along the way. Jam Jam didn't really piss anybody off. Like he never really went like 8 mode on anybody like some other players do. And so I think it was really fun to watch somebody gentle and kind and funny win the game.
The same thing happened to Carolyn that happened to Cassidy, where when you feel that from the jury that it's not going well, and like you don't think you're gonna pull it out, you panic a little bit. Like you get that feeling in you that you're like, I need to become more defensive. I need to tell them, why, and it backfires. Like people feel that. Like,
but I don't think Carolyn ever got defensive. I don't think there was ever a moment where Carolyn was like, "Oh, I'm losing this," and she panics. I think she's genuine through the whole final tribal. And I think, again, just coming back to Jam Jam's personality, he's able to make a room laugh. He's able to point out his own flaws to make sure people understand that he is a human being. And I think that's just the way he wins. And I think it's genuine and it's amazing to watch.
My word of advice, if you're going on Survivor, own a hair salon. That's the way to do it.
I mean, I guess you that helps.
2 for 2. 2 for 2.
Not untrue. Although didn't Rickard also, or was it
Ricard?
Didn't he also, wasn't he a hairstylist?
Yeah, but he should have won. He didn't.
I mean,
robbed King.
All right, well let's get to our rankings.
Xander. Haven't seen that season in a while. A ranking.
All right, so that's
new era.
So first boot. Are we gonna add Bruce and Maddie to the first boots?
Oh, does Bruce is eligible?
Yeah, well, because I counted medevacs in the first round.
Kick Amber Mariano to the curb. Bruce is going on this list. Let's get Bruce, baby. Bruce, baby, all day long.
I don't know. I mean, Amber was kind of satisfying. Like, I mean, I hate to be that guy, but Bruce is in a different
Bruce is a legend. Bruce is a legend.
Bruce is amazing.
I don't.
I want to see a world where it goes Sugar, Francesca, and Bruce.
I don't know. I would probably put Bruce in. I think he would be in the top 20.
I think top 20 for sure. I think for me, with Amber was on an all winter season, kind of more so screwed because Boston Rob was there, and to me, I feel like Bruce is iconic for sure.
Iconic. That is the criteria I vote based on is icons, which is why. I'll speak in a moment when we get to Fallen Angels.
Jake, you're the man with the plan, so it's all down to you.
I think I'm gonna stick with her and I think Maddie had potential as well, but I just don't.
Yeah, Maddie was fun.
I don't think they're cracking this top 10 personally.
I agree with that.
All right. Then we have our Fallen Angels. So that'll be adding.
Yeah, you know who's not on this list? It's not Rudy Bosch. Rudy Bosch is not on this list any longer. You got Sarah Lucina.
Yeah, I don't like that either, but whatever.
Yeah, wait, Carson's eligible?
Yeah, Carson's the eligible one.
Number 10. Let's get Sarah Lucina off of this list. I
do think Carson played a good game. I think it was dominant through and through, and that's why he does get booted off and fire. I do think Sarah Lucina also does play a good game. At the same time, it is also based off of her pre-existing relationship with Tony. So I can see the arguments, but I also it was an all winners season. I almost still want to keep Sarah on the list for her winners at war game.
Because I feel like if there's anybody that's on any of these lists from 40, it's the reason why they're on those lists is because of pre-existing relationships and pre-existing war, which kind of is an unfair advantage. Right. Because the Sarah thing, it's and Tony, you can definitely see the reasoning behind that.
On this list, I would have been mad if Jesse didn't make this list.
But Carson is a very, very worthy fallen angel. Like, I think
I
he's
agree.
definitely in the top
People usually
15.
vote in these scenarios. I feel like it's usually a vote type thing.
Yeah,
I mean-
we're seeing if we want to put Carson on the list. I mean, it's basically if majority of us agree, and then like
I'm surprised that we managed to get Jesse in there.
No,
Yeah.
Jesse deserves it.
Jesse deserved it.
Okay,
I like
we're at
Jesse.
44, and we're going up to 49. I guess. Do we think Rizzo's getting on here? Because
I'm gonna fight for Rizzo personally.
Good. I do not want this.
But if you're gonna fight for Rizzo, then I don't think there's a place for Carson.
Right.
Well, Carson can go, and then Rizzo can replace him.
I
So
think
he has like his like 5 seasons of glory on the Fallen Angel list. And
yeah.
then,
I'm gonna say here, I don't put Carson on this list. So
I
need
will
a
say
majority.
yeah.
Jake, you're the one that's gonna break it. I don't put Carson here.
Yeah, I will agree with Mike. I think he's actually a top 15. I would go as
Sure.
that.
44.
I'd agree with that.
And but I think I think he's
As you know, as I don't want to cloud my judgment. I think Sarah Lucina's game was super epic in Winners at War, and I don't know if Carson's was as epic.
Yeah, I'm keeping Sarah Lucina on the list just because I think her game was just a bit better than Carson's. Carson probably is top 15
I'll
following.
hop on the 49 podcast and support you in your Rizzo Ballard. I would die before Sarah Lucina ends on this list.
Oh, she won't stay there. But I do think that I just don't see Carson.
Other than Rizzo, I don't know, man. We're losing opportunities here. Okay.
All right. Losing finalists. So Carolyn and Heidi. I don't think Heidi makes the list.
Maybe there's spot for Carolyn here. Oh, but Wigglesworth.
Okay, so Carolyn is an iconic character, one of the best in Survivor history. I think she did play a great game. If an argument is made, I'd be open to hearing it out for Carolyn to be over Wigglesworth, but I also understand keeping Wigglesworth here. So
I'm so torn because I'm a huge Wigglesworth fan, but I also think that Carolyn comes into this game with such a unique underdog experience from like moment one, and like even in the edit, like you just see her as this kind of like crazy personality, and to see her sitting at the final tribal and being able to articulate herself where we believed she deserved more votes than she got. I don't know. Like I could fight for bumping Wigglesworth, unfortunately. Like I love her to death, but like I don't know. Carolyn had a great game.
I think because people will not stop talking about her.
Yeah.
Like in Survivor world, we will not stop talking about her. Like ever since that season, like it just should have been off 50. She's off here doing these things. There's drama between her and Jeff. Like she's in the same grouping as like Jesse, right?
Yeah,
where it's like they have such like.
I'd throw Carol on this list.
I actually, you know what? Yeah, I would put her at least 10.
Yeah, I'm swayed to put Carolyn on.
Sorry,
here.
Kelly.
Love you, Kelly, but like
season one's just gotten slaughtered, man. The second
you were an amazing rat. You were an amazing rat.
But on 31, Kelly, when she got voted out, she did say, "Hey, the game has changed so much. You guys can have at it. Have at it." She passed it on. She said, "Have at it."
She still did pretty well, though.
She did. Yeah, she did.
All right, winners. Are we adding Yam Yam to this list?
I love Yam Yam. No,
I like Yam Yam, but in terms of like dominance, yes, Tika 3 did technically dominate. I think it was more of a group thing. And if we're talking, I don't think it's more controlling than Boston Rob's.
I'm gonna fight for Kristen here because I think Kristen wants Boston Rob off this list.
I want Sarah Lucina off this list.
No. Boston Rob won this season because of casting. And like I 100% believe that. I think that they set it up to make sure that he had a strong way of getting to the end.
I would like to recommend you listen to the audio version of the Boston Rob rulebook Rules for Life.
Nobody wants
an hour
to.
and a half.
So I
father about 5 times. It's
I fight for Yam Yam here. He is my spirit animal. I think that his game was more lovable, more exciting, more fun, more engaging than Boston Rob's win. Just period, end of story.
Let me take a look at this list. Okay, so we got Tony, Parvati, Tony again,
Boston
Kim,
Rob, Sun will come out.
Todd, Yule, Natalie, Jeremy, Sarah Lucina, Boston Rob. God, I'm trying to think of everyone else that we've passed over the years.
I am only okay with this if Yam Yam goes above Sarah Lucina.
I just
we have two people fighting against two different placements.
Yeah.
Well, no, it'll just knock Boston Rob off, and then Sarah Lucina will be on. But if it goes Sarah Lucina and
like
Yam Yam, absolutely not.
I think with wherever Jam Jam ends up, I just want I want him on this list.
I hear the points for him. I don't think anybody is arguing like Boston Rob is more like. I don't think anybody's arguing that he's more likable than Jam Jam. Like I don't think that's an argument at all.
Fair.
He just had more exposure.
Yeah,
like that's the
I don't
thing.
care
Like,
how well set up he was. Boston Rob plays an insane game. Like,
yeah, I mean, it still was like so dominant. Like Jam Jam would still be in the top half in my opinion of winners. It's just it's hard for me to put him on over, regardless if it was the fourth time.
That's hard because it's like I just can't like because Boston Rob's more of just like he's on that list because of everything he's accumulatedly done, not for the one single performance of that, which we've already talked about. Like, oh, he's the casted, like it was not rigged, but like
to be fair though, Kim Spradlin played a very similar game where she controlled a lot of aspects of like what was happening.
Yeah.
So I don't disagree with him being there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Jam Jam's game is just so much more unique than others. And so like that's kind of why I think he deserves to be up there. But I can agree to like 11th or 12th. But like I do feel like he deserves the spot.
An honorary 11th place.
I agree with that too. I think Jam Jam's very close to the sun.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah. All right. So
sorry, Jam Jam. I fought for you.
You did. All right, seasons. I don't think 44 is cracking this top 10. I'll be honest.
We're not gonna have a conversation here. We could talk about being a friggin'
So we got 44, 45, 46.
Fallen Angel, but 44 can't knock off Borneo. Damn.
Yeah, there's only one season. Because this is a pretty concrete like final or top 10. Like there's only one season that could potentially crack this, and it's currently airing.
Right.
So you mean 46? Yeah,
we'll
46
see.
could make it into this top 10.
46 is not making it, Brandon.
We'll see.
You're not letting it slip in there. No.
I don't know. We got a lot of 46 supporters out there.
50 would have to just blow the fucking roof back, like going like forward to crack this. But I think this is probably with 44. I think it's definitely either the best or second best season in the new era.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's gonna crack it. I think it will be in the top 15, top 20 overall, because people are always like rating over it. So.
I blew through the rewatch. Like it was more enjoyable the second time around. It was so enjoyable the first time around. I want to break it, but I don't. I mean, Cook Islands being number 10, it's already like a struggle to like want to fight for it.
That's
I just think it was a fun season.
I feel like I liked it more in the initial watch. I don't know if it's just like I love Carolyn Jam Jam. I think Carson is great as a character. And I think we've talked about some of the other ones on the season. I don't know. To me, it wasn't as high on the rewatch, but
I was definitely high on the rewatch. Yeah,
I don't know. I think I was focused on like the three that mattered for me, but I don't think it's like a terrible cast by any means.
Oh, I think the cast is great. The cast is the one part of the season that is like working. I think, and there's like some interesting gameplay and like some fun stuff going on. I think like the way you got the two tribes come at each other, take through them, like the strategy is interesting. But I think the cast makes this season hands down. Like you just have some fun personalities that bring a lot to the season, but. Yeah, it's like it's might be top half for me, maybe, but it's not like my favorite ever.
Yeah. All right. Well, Carolyn made it on the list, I should say. Carolyn is the one addition from 44 that made it on. So congrats, Carolyn Wiger. All right, so our last couple questions. Who is your favorite male and female of the season? I said Carson and Carolyn. I mean, Carson, I feel like I could relate to on the show, to being like the nerdy archetype, and what my role would be in this cast. And then Carolyn, I mean, come on, she is just one of a kind character. She should have been on 50, but Jeff got butthurt about Traitors.
She was very good on Traitors, not gonna lie.
Whoa.
She was a terrible traitor.
She was amazing on that season.
Hey, she can be on Heroes versus Villains too. All right.
We're gonna be here for another hour and a half talking about Traitors now.
Yeah, we'll save that for.
I'm pretty sure Yam Yam won season 4, so we're good.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
no, I mean, Jam Jam was like an honorable mention, but I went with Carson and Carolyn. So, what about you guys?
My favorite female is Franny. I think she was fun, and like I liked her energy, and I really hope she comes back. I think she has a lot she could bring to another season. And no surprise here, my favorite man on this season was Bruce, and I will not be taking questions out of this time.
All right.
The 27 minutes he was on.
Oh yeah! Oh man!
That's
27 minutes. I was
accumulated.
You're really choosing Bruce.
I said what I said.
I've wasted my time here.
Brandon
He's
like every single episode he's on, he literally picks like a pre-merge boot every single.
Like meta
Pre-merge boots need love too. Okay, they're still people. Bruce is still healing. Okay,
To be fair, it was like an hour and a half. Was it an hour and a half episode?
Yeah.
he left pretty.
So I guess that's fair. I don't know.
If I had to pick an actual,
Maybe he had 40 minutes.
Annie was a lot of fun. I like.
Yeah, no, I love Bruce. I just on this season, I feel like when he has more time next season, I think that's more applicable than 27 minutes of screen time.
Yeah, I'm not on the next season.
It's true.
I realized at the end of this podcast, we podcasted together 38 seasons ago. This was the squad for season 6.
I know.
Here
I
we
know.
are,
Wow.
Season 44.
I wasn't with you guys.
I was there for 6. Yeah.
Was I?
You were there for 6,
Yeah.
Mike. Yes.
How
we
many
talked
was
about
there for 6?
Petsky.
I remember it was so long ago.
We
Yeah.
played a whole game together.
It was 20 years ago. What do you want from me?
20 years ago. Mike, what about your favorite man and woman?
This is so hard because I think that there are so many fun ones. I think that the norm is just going with Jam Jam because he's my spirit animal, and Carolyn because she's my other spirit animal. But I do want to give some quick honorable mentions. I think Franny was so much fun to root for.
Yeah.
Kane was my D&D buddy. Like I would love to like have him as like a dungeon master. So much fun to watch that part of it. And Brandon's eyes.
I know. I do have nice eyes.
Not you. Brandon's eyes. Every time he was on the screen, I was just like, "Oh my gosh, wow!"
This is
But
when it
other than that-
dings.
Ding!
Where was the bell on that one?
All right, Jonathan.
Yeah, I'll copy and paste Carolyn. She's awesome. She's amazing. We will not stop talking about her.
Yeah.
She's just that much. She's that much of a likable person and a force on Survivor. And this is hard because there are a lot of awesome women on this season too. So that's really hard. An honorable mention to Franny. But yeah, I'll go with Carolyn. I hope they all come back in some shape or form. That'd be amazing. But for guys, so I thought we were gonna be like dead even between like Jam Jam and Carson, and so I can take the easy route with the guys, but no, we have one person for each one. So I feel like I have to take a side between.
You could go Danny.
I did like Danny at first. But like
Carson's a good player. I'm not a Carson fan.
I mean, I did like Carson, and I did like Jam Jam. I did like Danny. I did like Matt. This is tough. I don't know.
Jonathan torn between men.
Torn between. This is so hard, man. What am I gonna do? There's so many options.
One's just right.
Yeah, one.
Well, baby bear.
Baby, you know, I will go Carson. I'll go Carson.
Oh my God, no! I didn't expect that. That was such a twist.
That's what he said. That's the first thing he said. He said I can't go Carson.
All right. So our last question is, how did this season contribute to the evolution of Survivor? I think the Claire sit out, I think, changes the rest of the new era from here on out. I think Carson 3D printing puzzles changes the challenges because they finally start using different puzzles. And yeah, I mean, I think this kind of makes the case for like certain people on Trainwreck Tribes can be really fun. I mean, we're gonna then get like a lot of Trainwreck Tribes, and we're gonna get some entertaining characters
Lulu next season. Yeah, and I think like 41, 42, and 43 are pretty fluid in a way. And like this season kind of, other than the Tika 3 is like the two other tribes just taking shots at each other. And I think, you definitely see that in 45. Like 46 has some tribe strength to it. Like it does kind of fall back into old patterns of like the tribe strength, stick to the numbers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then we got a tribe swap, kind of. And we got another tribe swap this season.
Kind of. Mike, what about you? What do you think contributed to the evolution?
Yeah, I think watching a safe shot in the dark work.
Yes.
Even though it wasn't needed necessarily, but to see the safe card shown, like, thank you. Finally, we can see a safe card. But then we see that like play out actually actively later on in another season. But I think like really seeing that shot in the dark being played as like a tool in the game, I think it kind of wanes out in a couple of, in like 47, 48, 49. But I think that like this is really an opportunity for players to be like, oh, this is a tool. This isn't just like to save myself. I can use it to like actively engage socially as well. So Matthew playing that the way he did, I think was really, really fun to watch. I think like part of it too is that I think it like, unfortunately, like in a negative way, it kind of like starts this like chain of events of like losing votes a lot. And I think we see this kind of fun little tribal right at the beginning of the season, and like only 3 votes get cast, and like what could happen if like nobody can vote. And like I think Jeff like totally plays it out for the next couple of seasons. So unfortunately, I think that is a negative effect of the season. But I think we get some great characters, we get some great story. I wish we see more players come back, but maybe we will eventually. But I don't know. I don't know what else it really develops, unfortunately, for the longevity of the show.
I think, you kind of talked about this earlier. Like Yam Yam's kind of a different winner, and like it starts the discussion back up about a social winner, right? Like a Michelle, like a Yam Yam. Later, we're gonna have Kenzie, and like what qualities does that bring? And I think in the new era, we're seeing, especially in the later half, like a social winner really does win out.
Yep.
Yeah. Jonathan?
Yeah, I still think it's a good season in a new era. And like I said earlier, it's either the best or it's like the second best kind of thing. But we haven't like really cemented. We're about to cement where the new era kind of just like stays in this sort of cookie cutter format from like 45 on. But in these like earlier seasons, like 44 was a fun time. It had great characters. They're still kind of implementing new little things, taking things out, leaving things in. I feel like 41 and 42 are very similar, and 43 and 44 are very similar. And then they get like kind of different afterwards. But yeah, great characters. And I think my big takeaway from it was how Carolyn sort of critiqued or challenged the whole idea of like, what do you mean by being an emotional player? Because for so long, it's been looked at like, it's a negative. People will talk down on it. They're like, you're just so emotional. I can't work with you. I can't play with you. Like they look at it like you're like, it's as her being able to do as well as she did and get a lot of fan service and fan love, and kind of put that into the audience's minds a little bit and be like, no, like you can be an emotional player and get as far as you can in the game. It's not a detriment. It can actually be a strength. So that was kind of my big takeaway from 44, was bringing back that, the emotional aspect of Survivor, which is a huge component that nobody ever talks about or we glaze over nowadays.
In the 7 rules of social strategy, it's not don't be emotional. It's don't let your emotions control you. Like you can feel your emotions and you can utilize that and you can even weaponize that, but you can't let them overtake you. And I think Carolyn walks that line pretty well. Like she feels things deeply and fully, but at the end of the day, she is able to use her head when she needs to.
Yeah. Good points. So that is 44. We're nearing the very pointy end. And next episode, we get to go to 90-minute episodes because we're going to Survivor 45, the return of Bruce. We get to talk about Dee Valaderas and Emily Flippin.
Financial analyst Emily Flippin. Oh, geez.
Yes.
You got Caleb. Bro, why is Caleb on 50? What the hell?
Caleb with the shot in the dark play. We will talk about our friend Brandon Donlin. Yeah,
Anna
so-
Rose. Yeah, what a season.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we will talk about all of that. So join us next week for Survivor 45 on Survivor 1 through 50, and we'll see you all next time
The season,
on
best season.
the
46.
Tribe of Nerds.